started here at Walla because it is my favorite Floridian gas station. At least I think they have them in Georgia's. I think they do. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but I always see it here in Florida, so it's a good vibe. Always is. You got to start to keep the good vibes going. You got to keep them going. We got a lot of work to do today. The wind. They had enacted the trailering policy for this event, for this last day. The winds are supposed to be 20 to 30 with gusts of 45. That's one thing that's good and bad about a lot of tournaments like that, which obviously have to blast off. Like a lot of BS events would be canceled during this event. But since we have such a small field and we can trailer and we have that policy, we're able to utilize those days. Tough part about that is, that is not the easiest day to go fishing in. And it's all the stuff the best stuff on the lake is going to get destroyed by the wind that I've been fishing. So not all of it, of course, having 2 days of practice, I have some stuff. I have 3 different areas down south that I like. My plan was all along, because I knew the wind was going to blow that way, was literally to catch all my fish up north and then hopefully try to win the tournament down south. We'll see how that goes. I'm about to make a couple money moves. Have a couple stretches where I got 2 or 3 bites, so we're gonna see what happens. I bet that's the plan. We're gonna pay for this nice coffee and go from there. So like I was saying, it's all gonna be about strategy. It's all gonna be about how well you prepared. I mean, literally even the last period of on my second day of competition after I sort of knew I qualified, pretty much got a bid to the auto qual. I went to the windiest part of the lake because of the wind was blowing from the northeast, because I knew that was going to be the most protected area of the lake come today. So there's a lot of strategy that goes into this sport. It is chess. I mean, that's what it is. It's playing chess, and you got to figure out how are you going to make the adjustments to ultimately win the tournament. And the guy who wins this tournament will have to make some key adjustments today, and hopefully that is us.
Alongside Academy Sports and Outdoors back to angler Jacob Wheeler, you sat back and watched this championship field up. Including you, there are 10 Angler of the Year titles, 11 stage wins, and a Red Crest champion. It's going to be an easy day for you, I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit tough out there. Obviously, with the wind and everything else, and all these things. All right, guys, a little different look this morning. You guys saw that. Shout out to my boy MDJ for letting me borrow his truck. Had a couple things happen last night. I was like, all right, we got to get to the ramp. So we're going to be taking one of the league trucks to the ramp and dropping it. So looking forward to getting out there. Shout out to my boy MDJ. Let's see if we can't go reel a few bass in, because it feels good. It feels like a good morning to go bass fishing.
It is Major League Fishing's Bass Pro Tour. The Suzuki Marine Stage 2 Harris Chain, presented by Yeti. And a championship day with our final Florida 10 in a one-day derby for $150 grand. Sounds like fun.
Few shad, but nothing crazy. All right, keep moving. There looks like there's definitely a shad spawn this morning, and you can see all these white birds, and they're not there. They're there for a reason. The shads, the wind's gonna prolong that shad spawn on the backside on them isolated mats. I'll hit those to pop and frog. This little corner right here is decent. They're blowing up here and there, and you can probably catch one, but I mean they're blowing up all down through here. Still spawning good too. I'm not seeing them up in the Kissimmee grass. All the birds are in the Kissimmee grass, but I'm seeing a lot of them. need something isolated. Let's roll. I'm gonna run down this next little pad stretch. There's like 20 birds on that pad. Anywhere that wind blows, or I'm gonna run back to some isolated pad. First one. There's a couple of them there. The thing is, I'm going to run this wind because it's going to prolong it. They're in there, but getting them to bite is two different things. I mean, I knew that, but gosh, I was hoping I could get one good one before I went flipping stuff I feel like I know they're on. I'm going to give it probably 10 more minutes. Run this stuff quickly with this wind still blowing. There's still a few doing it on this one stretch. That's really the area I found. I'm going to go from there. Enough of that. Pick up the old Bronco. Well, that was 45 minutes, won't get back, but we caught one, had 4 bites. You know, you get lucky and catch 7 or 8 pounds right there. And you put in, you know, some isolated fish here and there. You know, you just sort of come back through here, take our time, flip these isolated reeds, a little protected on this corner. There we go. Slow down a little bit. Just pick up old Bronco. Just call it good.
3 pounds, 6 ounces.
Yes, sir. First fish of Bronco today. Hey, you gotta just fish. Take your time. Fish in front of you. I've got a full pack of them today. Took about 5 packs out and combined them in one and said, let's go. Let's roll. Before I touched it, okay, that's fine. Make sure. There's still some isolated fish here. There's a place right here I've had quite a few bites in practice. Get upwind, power pull down, and just typical Florida fishing. You're gonna have to really slow down on these fish if we're gonna catch them today in this wind. So a lot of times I'll make another cast right there in a scenario like that, right back on the same little stop or piece of grass, or just because that's where a lot of times there'll be a female sitting there. Got that one. That one was like, yep. Waiting for the dang big one. There's some back in here. That's good.
2 pounds, 2 ounces.
There you go. Not the biggest, but hopefully his ride will sit there too. So we need a big one, is what you're telling me. You're telling me catch a big one, is what you're saying. Catch a big one, stop messing around. I hear you. I'm trying. It's fun when you get one of them big ones and you catch these fish doing this, but it's also stressful because you know your odds of catching them all are pretty slim to none. One of them's going to get you. It's gonna slow down on them, boys. Control. All right, y'all. We're heading down through a couple stretches that I got some bites on now. I really tried to eke them out, and I had some bites, but I never got a big one. And right now, our biggest thing is catching a big one. I mean, that's the name of the game, of course, but if you can get about, you need to get on a little stretch where you catch a 4 and a 5 or a couple big, 5 and 6 pounders, and you're right back in it. You just have to really focus right now because I'm assuming Mark's not still on that east side, and it's going to slow down for him. I'm assuming it's the same thing. It's like it ebbs and flows. Certain areas you catch them, and certain areas you don't. And then when the wind gets up real heavy, I figured some of that stuff will be unfishable. So guys will be scrambling. And if you can just land the bites you get and be consistent and catch your 12, 14 pounds, or maybe catch 12 pounds a period and have a good 20 or 25 pound period, you can win. So that is our plan. Don't get freaked out by the weights being super high. Maybe not. So that might have been one right there. Control. We gotta go to somewhere else. Got that one. Slow down.
2 pounds, 14 ounces.
Just missed one, caught that one right there. Slow down. Switch to that green pumpkin, black and blue. Bronco, water's a little cleaner. Slow down, son, slow down. Crack that one, take your time. Just take it easy. Every pitch matters. Every pitch matters. I mean, this is the thing. It might be the 7th largest lake in Florida, but Apopka does not fish very big as far as where the majority of the bass live. And so ultimately you gotta sort of lock in the zones that they live at. But in my mind, I have to find not even a new zone, I just have to find some stuff that these fish will ultimately set up on, and you find some fresh fish that actually are moving up. And that's not obviously the easiest thing to do. That was one of the reasons I said, man, I knew it would be tough in this tournament to win the round, because you don't know you haven't been able to manage areas efficiently necessarily. Not having that extra day makes it a little bit more difficult to make those decisions
than it would be if you had that extra day on the knockout round to really dial it in. So, I think that's, especially in these scenarios, having, if you could have caught 30 pounds pretty quick yesterday and then been able to fish for a period and know, hey, this area, that area got hit pretty hard. There we go. Got us one. Fine. Got us one finally.
1 pound, 2 pounds, 11 ounces.
Well, there you go. You're fine. 211. We just need the female to be there and about 10 more of his buddies. So, gosh, had one on some semi-grass. I'm trying to just fish where on that. There's really not that much of this stuff right here. Obviously, scattered reeds definitely, but there could be more here. That's a fresh fish, so there's definitely some fish right in here. They're pretty. Let's roll.
Miller Tech lines out through 2 periods on championship day on the Harris chain.
That is a wrap for period 2. We have this last period, make some moves. Got to find a new group of fish. So we're going to try to do that. Catch 20 pounds, 30, catch 30 some, 25, 30 pounds this period. Catch a couple big ones. You're going to be right back there. All right, guys. Last period. Here we go. 2.5 hours. We're going to run around. Alright, so we're gonna have to run out. I'm gonna run into the name. I'm gonna run over to where I caught him at and see if I can get a few bites over that way. Now that there's, I can find some boats over that way, maybe we can go and get her in a bite. Sir, man, messed up. Big one right there. That's the kind you need right there.
7 pounds, 1 ounce.
7 pounder. We got enough time. Literally on the stuff. Well, we are fishing a little stretch right now that I caught that big one on the other day, but I haven't been man, we're gonna have to, I'm looking at it right now, thinking through it, because I don't think I can catch 20 pounds doing this in this amount of time. So I'm gonna have to make an adjustment here and hopefully find a group. And there's only one place I can think of that could do that. So we'll have to make an adjustment here and roll out. Just got calm again a little bit. You know, it's just tournament fishing is all about decision making, and you know, sometimes you make decisions based on certain things you think. You know, it's just like, even it's just crazy. Like, obviously you're frustrated. Like, gosh dang, you have the winning deal and you don't even go to it. It is frustrating until the third period, you know. But at the same point in time, like, you know, from all my experiences in Okeechobee and everywhere else I've ever fished, it's always a deal when that wind blows into an area. A lot of times, your bites just typically diminish quite a bit, and so I just opted to go down south, thinking that I could generate enough bites on a shad spawn and fish down that way that I would, you know, have a, you know, chance to win the tournament. And I felt like, you know, obviously with the wind blowing, that's another reason, you know, hey, look, and I'm assuming Bobby did too, because he started down there that way as well. You know, so it was just a thing, like, conditions wise, typically when the fish are spawning, you want to go fish for the fish that literally are where the wind's blowing from, if you got fish that way. But in this scenario, it's the anomaly. You have, you know, Apopka's a good fishery. There's a good fishery, but there's only so many places these bass live, and that's been very apparent after the few days that I fished here. And it typically comes down to the grass and where the grass is at and where the populations are at and where the habitat's at. So you really have to, it's sort of like, it's a good on Bobby making the decision to come up here. Good on, it's just, you know, you definitely think through this stuff and you're like, sheesh. All right, that's a wrap. It was a fun week, man. Caught a lot of big fish. I mean, had a like 7.15, a 7 today. Unbelievable, lots of fun. But congratulations, Bobby Lane. Good job, man. It's a chess match, and decision making is everything. So he made the right decisions today and came out victorious. You know, also, and you know, Mark Davis. He's the man. Mark Davis is the man. He's an OG, and he still continues to catch them, and just never ceases to amaze me how awesome fisherman Mark is. And just it's a pleasure to be able to fish against him. I mean, he always is reeling them in. So we'll put the sucker on the trailer and head on back to the takeout and say hey to everybody and do all that. So looking forward to seeing my little ones, that's for sure. Head back. Got sixth. A little bit obviously frustrated. Caught big fish today though. So positive note, caught big fish today. Caught another 7-pounder. So 3 over 7 in this tournament. Not too shabby. But you know, it's all about decision making. Congrats to Bobby. He made good decisions today. You gotta make the right decisions. In Florida, the wind is everything. You typically try to fish like where the wind's blowing from, especially when the fish are spawning. The area of the lake that the tournament was won at was the exact same place I started day one. And it's just, the wind was gonna blow really, really hard into there. I basically outsmarted myself. And you're not mad or upset at anything, you're just more irritated yourself, like, dang, you should have known. Apopka is a great fishery, but there's only so many zones that these fish live in, and that was one of the major zones they were replenishing. And I think a little bit of that is just definitely not being on the water even Saturday. You know, if I'd have seen that, gone through the same area, got more bites, would have had a little bit more of like a vibe. Okay, hey, they're replenishing. That's just part of the game. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, but a heck of a tournament. Auto quality the championship round. Had a fun day out there and learned so much that now we're gonna head back to the takeout and go hang out with the family. So can't beat that. That'll cheer anything up. Olivia should be like, it's okay. Maybe she might be mad at me. No problem. You know, Boyan and the kids, I'm trying to get them into fish here and help them out. I can't either, especially with the winds there. Yeah, I ran down south, and I'm like, you got to run the south. You know, 40 you always got to just run where the wind's coming from, especially when they're spawning. Yeah. That's cool. It has the photo like here. Hey, how are ya? Hadn't seen you for a while.
My kids go,
No, you're awesome. I love her.
okay.
I didn't know you were that tall. No matter what, if your day goes the best or not in the water, it's always good coming back to these guys. Hey, you want to squat down? I was doing that so I can get your level. It's the funniest thing when you squat down for like a little kid and they're like, you squat down with it. You're like, no. I'm just trying to get to your level. I'm literally just trying to get to your level. That's all I'm trying to do. No, you silly boy.
Representing Academy Sports and Outdoors, make some noise for Jacob Wheeler.
Hey.
Bud and Olivia coming on up too.
So caught big bass of the event, caught big bass of the day. I would say Bronco bug caught some bigs this week. I would say it was a pretty dang awesome week. I would say, what do you think? You think you have fun?
Mm-hmm.
He had a fun time too.
But I saw a turtle.
You saw a turtle. He likes turtles. If you know that video, you'll get the.
Always.
He loves bass fishing. We'll see how long he loves it. He enjoys it. He's always trying to get me to take him fishing. Dang. So it's it's awesome. I mean that right there. You know, obviously you guys could tell I was a little bit irritated at some point in time throughout this. You know, through the day, frustrated. In its decision making. Like I love tournament bass fishing because guess what? You're not always going to make the right decisions. You're not always going to win the tournament. And so that's what keeps you coming back for more, keeps you trying to hone your skills, get better, select the right rods, select the right lures, do all that good stuff. There's so much to learn. You know, sometimes it might look like I have all the answers. It's not factual. There's always, listen, bass always will, they're going to win eventually. They're gonna get you more than you get them. That's just how it is. So the bass got me today, but overall Harris Chain was awesome. It was a great week. I can't thank you guys so much. If you guys make sure you guys give me a thumbs up on this video, and if you enjoyed this one, subscribe to the channel. But we're gonna head our butt back to Tennessee. It's supposed to get like super cold here in like 32. I need to be by the fire. It probably means it's gonna be like negative 32 at my house. Too cold. So I probably time to get some tackle prep together and on to the next one. See ya.